to do is like dive a little bit deeper, even in respect to your decision. You know, when it was time for you to start looking at offers, where you wanted to go, because at this time, you know, you had worked so hard, honed your craft, you know, so what was that process like for maybe those that are, you know, going to go through that, maybe our juniors, especially even our seniors now, there's a whole nother dynamic with, you know, how things are going right now. But
Right.
for those juniors and seniors in high school, and even sophomores, you know, what did you do to kind of prepare yourself for being recruited? And then what did that look like as far as in saying, okay, let me narrow it down to these schools and so on and so forth?
hmm well, if I'd give any advice to those sophomores, juniors, and seniors that are being recruited right now, I just say it's really important to reach out and like get your name out there for sure, especially now that we're in quarantine and you might not be able to play your last season of travel basketball or AAU basketball. Definitely reach out to whatever program you're interested in and give them your name, give them your information, send them a tape if you have a highlight tape, and it's just really important to build a relationship with the people that you're interested in, or with the schools that you're interested in going to. And as a young, like probably my freshman year of high school, that's when I started to reach out to schools, and I've just sent emails here and there. And it's funny because I'd never even I didn't even know about Youngstown State University. That school just never really crossed my mind, just because I
Mhm.
never really heard about it. And so I never actually sent them an email exactly, but my AAU coach did a really good job of reaching out to certain colleges and letting them know that, hey, my team's going to be here, or my team will be in Louisville this weekend. Come watch them play or whatever. And I was lucky enough to play up on the upper level, like on the year above me team. So like when
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
a 10th grader, I played on the 11th grade team, and I was lucky enough to play there in Louisville. And Coach Crane was there to watch me play that day, and I happened to have a decent game. And it really only takes one good game, honestly. Like
Mhm.
it takes one good game, one thing to show this coach that you're capable of playing at the next level. Um, and then they called me after the game, and Coach Crane called me and said that they're interested and they'd love to offer me. And it was super overwhelming because I think it was my the summer of my junior year I got the call. So the summer going into my junior year.
Mhm.
Um, and I wasn't, my parents weren't even home. So like, I was just like, I don't know what to say. Like, I was just nervous because I'm young, I'm
Mhm.
16. And so I was just like, wow, like, and it was kind of just like very like shocking. And I was just like
Mhm.
super excited, just a bunch of different emotions going on. And so I remember my parents came home and I told them about it, and they were super excited, and they were like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And like I was like, "I don't know." So like I called my AAU coach, and he gave me some good advice and just said, "Just continue to wait. You're young, whatever." And
Mhm.
I played that, and I played. think I had like two more AAU tournaments that summer, and then I visited the campus. I loved everything about it. It was close to home, and that was my number one thing, was I
Mhm.
wanted to be close to home. I didn't want to um go across the country and play, to not have my parents be able to attend any of the games.
Mhm.
So that was super important to me. And the Horizon League, most of the games were driving distance to where my parents could make it to. And last season my parents made it to every single game. Literally, they
Ooh.
did not miss one game. It was amazing. Like I just applaud them for the support that they have. Like like having that support system is super important, and I'm just so
Mhm.
grateful to have my parents in the stands every single game. Like it wouldn't be the same without looking up on the bench after I get announced for the starting lineup at my parents, like, and just giving a big smile, because if without them I wouldn't be here, or here today, the person I am today, the basketball player I am today. Like it I give credit to them for sure. And um, yeah, I'm just super grateful, and I'm just happy that I
Good
had the
stuff.
opportunity.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So when you locked in on YSU, like you said, that was your junior year. So you still had your senior year, but for you, it was pretty much sealed up that YSU was where you wanted to go, or were other schools still kind of in your ear and you know, and then also I want to even highlight about the sports, but also depending upon what you want to major in, you know.
For sure.
So how about that? Let's even just, I guess, fast forward a little bit. when did you decide that this is what I want to do as far as in a career in my major, and then
Mhm.
also being able to partner that up with, YSU or whatever other school you were considering at the time?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to stick around the sport of basketball like for my
Mhm,
entire life. So
mhm,
I always wanted to go into like sports broadcasting and that route. So Youngstown State, Ron Jaworski, he
mhm,
was an ESPN analyst and he played football there. And so he gave back a ton of money to the Youngstown State communications program and the sports broadcasting track program. And they made like this, or they made like this huge football press box area and stuff. So it's just he gave back a lot of money to that program, and
mhm,
that was like one of my selling points to Youngstown because they kept talking to me about how great that program is and how
mhm,
it's going to be up and coming. And right when I got my that press box area got finished like the beginning of my sophomore year, so like it was brand new and they have
mhm,
classes in there and everything, so that was like a huge selling point for me. And then I also am minoring in coaching, so I just
mhm,
want to again stick around the game of basketball. And I really, my number one goal is to become like a recruiting coordinator and
mhm,
really just travel the country and just watch basketball and just
mhm,
get girls to come play for a program,
mhm,
or guys. I don't know. I'm not opposed to coaching on the men's side of things. That seems like it's not starting to become a norm, but it's starting to become like a little bit more normal for women to be
mhm.
coaching men, which would be kind of cool. It's just a different side of things. But yeah, so I just want to stick around the game as long as possible and just see where life takes me for sure.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you stayed, in the Ohio area. You transitioned. You're up at YSU. How was that as far as in going from, high school and making that jump? Now you're
Hmm.
there. You're on the college campus. You know, it's a new environment for you. How did that go as far as in almost like settling your nerves? Just because there's still so many new um, nuances, so to say. And a lot of times people are so uncertain they can let fear hold them back from making
Hmm.
that next jump. So, what were some of the things that kind of made you at ease and feel welcome in your new environment and wanting to say, I'm going to go ahead and go through with it?
Right. So my freshman year, we had to report like right at the end of June for a summer
Mhm,
session. So that was kind of nice to go on campus and have a full like 6 weeks like on of the campus by ourselves. Like it wasn't
mhm,
packed full of all these students, which was super nice because we got the feel of like what college really is like, and we got to walk around and really know where all the buildings are for certain classes and stuff. So that was nice to have that like start that early start. And
mhm,
then just being a part of a program right away and being a part of a team, that was just super relieving, just having that core group of girls, that 15 best friends like right
mhm,
away, so you don't
mhm,
like you're not like going in blindly and not knowing, okay, who do I meet, who what friends do I make right away. You have that core group right away to like guide you, and those upperclassmen to guide you on what it's going to be like and all that. So that was super nice and relieving to have that core group going in right away for sure. And then basketball wise, it definitely was a jump, like for sure. It was kind of just like, whoa, this is a lot faster pace. This is different for sure. But
mhm, mhm,
it was a challenge, but like I'm a person that really enjoys challenges and loves to like embrace the challenge and really work hard. So I just took the challenge to heart and just tried to prove myself my freshman year. Like that freshman year is super important, and if you do one thing to like stick out, I think if I give any advice to like the incoming freshman class or whatever, it'd be do one thing on the court to stick out, like in a positive way, obviously.
mhm. Right.
And the coach will remember that for sure. Like even if it's just like you dove after a ball like on in practice or one night or whatever, or your communication's high and you're always intense and uh uh encouraging your teammates, like
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
that's huge for sure. Your attitude is definitely noticeable, whether it's high or low. And I definitely encourage the incoming freshmen to for sure be energetic and just
Mhm.
encourage one another for sure. That's important.
Gotcha. So what would you say, has been more so the biggest challenges with, this new atmosphere for you
Hmm.
as a student and or as a student athlete?
At first, the biggest challenge was probably just the pace of the game for sure, and playing defense.
Okay.
Like in high school, you can get away with not playing like defense at all, really.
Yeah.
And in college, if you don't play defense, you don't play pretty much. It seems like. So when my freshman year, I really learned like the actual fundamentals and mechanics of the defensive side of the game, and it's
Okay.
crazy because like in you see like these like AAU tournaments being played, and you see like seventh and eighth grade basketball players, and even high school now, and it's pretty much offense oriented. Like people are always talking about how many points they had and all this stuff, and I was a I did that too when I was in high school. Like people were always like, how many points did you have? And like I wasn't the type to be like, oh, I had this many points, or how many, or ask like the scorekeeper how many points I had or whatever. But like I never realized how important the defensive side of the game was until I got to college. And now, like, my senior year of high school, I averaged almost 30 points a game. And now I'm going into my senior year of college, and I only averaged 10 points a game last year. And I'm so happy with that, because
Yeah.
it's just not about that anymore.
Yeah.
You have a certain role on a college team now. Like, it's not about who can score the most points. It's about if you can play your role and help your team in a way, in a positive way. You know what I mean? Like, and I really learned that last year for sure was definitely a turning point for me. Was I was that type of person that was going to go out there and just get a stop on defense. I didn't need to get a bucket on the other end. As long as I got a stop, I can get somebody else the ball at the other end to get a bucket for me. So like
Yeah.
I just really learned that different parts of the game are very important, and I really appreciate more like the defensive end of the game now. And
Yeah.
I'm happy that I realized to appreciate the defensive end of the game now, because now that's fun to me. Like playing defense and getting to stop and guarding the ball, like that's the fun part now. And then
Yeah.
getting a bucket at the end is just like an icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but yeah.
Awesome. That's good stuff. I love it. I love the hustle. I love, more so, like you said, you're always in a posture of learning. So, like you said, defense wasn't like a main focus in high school or whatever,
Mhm.
but knowing that, okay, at the next level, it's going to require more of me. So I'm going to almost have to learn a new segment of the game, and I remember like even when Tiger Woods, when he switched his stroke up, and then it's almost like, and then who was it? I think it was Blake as well. He was just talking about, when he started trying to do the whole 3-point shooting, and just how it almost had to strip everything that he knew about the game away, just to
Mhm.
almost put yourself and your body in a new mindset, and you're starting all the way over again, just to, what I mean, perfect your craft. And at
Right.
the end of the day, if you're really about, growing as an individual, growing your team, you're going to do what's needed and put in that extra work. So we talked about it a little bit earlier. Now, what is some of that extra work that you're doing now just to even stay, especially, right now being away from the sport? What are some of your extra routines just in general?
Honestly, I'm just doing whatever I can to stay in shape at this point. Like being
Hmm.
stuck in quarantine, it's yes, it's bad, but you can look at the positives. Like I think it's kind of just like a sign from God, honestly, just to everyone to sit back, take a deep breath, relax, and just spend some time with your loved ones and the ones that really
Hmm.
that really care about you. And I'm just blessed to have the opportunity just to have some extra time with the family, because right now, like I'd be at school right now, probably laying on my bed just watching some Netflix, and instead
Hmm.
I get the opportunity to talk to you. I get the
Hmm.
opportunity to spend some time with my family, and I'm just really grateful to have that extra time, and just embrace it, and just take and just do something with the time too, instead of just sitting at home and being sad that you're not at school. Like try to do something every day to make yourself better. And yeah, so I just try to do whatever I can, go on some bike rides, just go for a walk with the family, take the dog, just do anything, just to
Hmm.
keep your body moving. And yeah, I just try to
Good
just
stuff.
see the positives.
Yeah, no, mindset is so important. And, as just listening over the course of the interview, it's always been about a switch of your mindset. Like, someone can only influence you so much, but at the end of the day, it's you that has to get up and go to practice or go to class.
Exactly.
I mean, no one's babysitting you to say that you have to. I mean, now they'll be there to encourage you, but at the end of the day, someone that doesn't want to do something, then they don't do it.
Hmm.
So it's like every day you have to show up for life, and if you don't, then life will just pass you by. And next thing you know, you're worse off, than you could be better type of
Right.
deal. So, kudos to you for, sticking it through, making whatever changes there need to be made, even in this time like this. Like you said, spending time with your family, these are moments that, like this right here is a time we prayerfully after we get through, we won't ever have again. But, it's all the more reason to say, okay, while I have today, let me connect and, check on, this person, that person. And there's nothing wrong with even just shooting a quick little text. Everyone
Exactly.
likes to just be noticed, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And acknowledge that, hey, just checking on you, seeing how you doing and different things like
Right.
that. So
For
yeah,
sure.
that's great stuff. Well, I appreciate it. So what are your plans? You're going into your senior year.
Hmm.
What are going to be your plans your senior year, and what are going to be your next steps, internships and things of that nature?
So, yeah, going into my senior year, it's crazy that I'm even saying that. Like, it
Right.
feels like yesterday I just got the Game Changer Athlete of the Week and I was a
Right.
sophomore in high school. But, yeah, so going into my senior year, honestly, I don't really have like a set plan right now. I'm kind of just riding the wave and just seeing where life takes me. But I really want to possibly get like a grad assistant job somewhere at a
Mm-hmm.
university and work with a basketball program. So yeah, right now I'm just hanging out and just chilling, but soon I probably should start reaching out to certain schools and seeing if they do have a grad assistant job available for me to be a part of a program like that. So that'd be really cool if I could jump on that wave and really get the opportunity to be a part of another basketball program. But other than that, I do need, there are two internships required for my major and minor. I do need to do an internship um, for my sports broadcasting major, and I do need to do an internship for my coaching minor. So I just am gonna see where life takes me. And it's gonna probably be a little difficult to figure things out just because of my basketball schedule because it's super busy in the fall. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping to have an opportunity with someone in the spring to do an internship. But like because basketball season's up until March. But I'm gonna have to figure it out and do with
Mm-hmm.
what's given to me and everything. So just take whatever opportunity is handed to me.
Gotcha. So you
Hmm.
heard it here, folks. Kenna is actually going to be an intern at Game Changers. If you didn't read that, I did. Because she needs to do too. And what better way to culminate this relationship than having it as someone that's just as dynamic on the field to be able to bring that skill set to the organization. Thank you so much. You're hired, and we'll talk details later. But
Oh, shoot.
honestly, and this is just a note to everyone out there. So when I was thinking about we're going to be transitioning from Player of the Week to doing our IGTV series, Kenna was the first person I thought of, but partially because when she went to Youngstown State University, Game Changers has our player development and leadership camp up there, which is about, I don't know, 50 or so athletes throughout Trumbull and Mahoney County. They come up there, and then we have professionals, some professional athletes. Then we also have just people that used to be high school or college athletes, and now they're, doctors and appraisers, or they work for general managers or whatever, own their own businesses. And so when I was so impressed with how Kenna was asking questions to the college athletes, I was like, that's my girl. Crazy how this came out. But I'm just super impressed by your drive, Kenna, for real. Being so well-rounded, being prepared. You had your questions on point and all that other good stuff. So I'm a little biased, no pressure, but you know,
Thank you. I
we'll
appreciate
take
it.
care of you whenever you decide. However, literally, however, Game Changers can support, whether it's a letter of reference or doing things like this, and being able to give you a platform to say, hey, I want to do something completely different. Game Changers, we're always here to support you and your matriculation through life.
Thank you.
So,
I
all right, once a
appreciate
game
that.
changer, always a game changer,
For
and
sure.
that's what it is in my book. So let me go ahead. I want to wind down and ask some rapid fire questions just
Okay.
so people kind of get a little bit more understanding who you are, that it isn't so, structured around the academics and everything else.
Okay.
But just take a quick couple minutes here, maybe about 2 minutes, just run through some questions. Just so that I don't forget, I definitely want to, like I said, your Instagram, you are on it. It's like by the time I go through Instagram through Game Changers and I want to go like and post, I see Kenna 44. I mean, Kenna, what's your handle? Kenna,
34. 34.
34. Kenna 34. Like. I'm like, man, she is on it. Like, so don't be surprised if part of your internship is going to be handling Game Changers social media alone, because before I could get to it, there are a couple athletes out there that are already on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so let's go ahead and go with this.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because that means I'm on my phone a lot.
It means that you're engaged.
True,
And just
true.
as much as you're engaged, if you were on campus, now you're just doing it on a social media
True.
platform. And you never know what that little like would do for somebody else.
Right,
So
right.
I look at it as all positive. I'm in your corner.
Thanks.
Sure. All right. So what is your favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
Saturday. Favorite city that you visited?
I haven't really visited. Oh, Chicago, I guess. Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago. What do you like
Yeah,
about Chicago?
just big city. I like big cities. I want to live in
Yeah.
I want to live in a big city for sure when I grow up.
Yeah, I love Chicago. I used to live in New York, but I love Chicago because it isn't as crazy as New York.
Hmm.
And it's like the craziness is a lot more manageable. And then I went to Giordano's for pizza, the
Oh
deep
yeah.
dish,
Mhm.
and Garrett's popcorn, the
Yep.
cheddar and the caramel.
Yep. You gotta hit up Garrett for sure.
Golly, the Lord just every time he just touches a little kernel. I mean, that's how it feels in my mouth. Alrighty, nickname that your parents used to call you?
Squirt, I guess. Squirt.
Squirt. Okay, no judging. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Hmm. Uh, first celebrity crush.
Oh, Odell Beckham Jr.
Listen, if
Oh
y'all
God,
don't
he's
know,
beautiful. He's my man. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I post every single one of his posts on my story. So right now I'm warning you, if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna see it.
right? And that's one of the ones that I usually see. I can count if there's an
OBJ.
OBJ, something out there. I like
It's
Kenna's
going
already
on my
on it.
story.
Like,
Yep.
click. Like she
Yep.
just wakes up and says, "Honey, what did you do yesterday?" Okay, that's
Yep.
Oh man, I love it. What's your favorite junk food?
Anything, any dessert related, chocolate chip cookies,
Yeah.
anything chocolate. I'm bad.
Okay.
I'm bad at desserts. I'm a dessert freak.
I hear you. Favorite movie?
Ooh. Remember the Titans.
Good stuff. What's your favorite season?
Fall.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's your go-to drink?
Honestly, water.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge pop fan.
yeah,
And I don't like juices either. Like, I don't really like orange juice, apple juice. So
yeah.
definitely water.
Gotcha.
Or
And for the
G2 grape Gatorade is good too. But it's
okay,
got to be the G2.
got you. Okay. For all of those outside of Ohio that hear her say the word pop, that to us is your soda. So don't judge us because it's pop. Period.
Period.
Period. Your favorite animal?
Giraffe.
Good stuff. What was your favorite subject in high school?
Algebra. Yeah.
Mm. Um, how many hours of sleep do you usually get outside of quarantine? Because everybody's, I think,
Right, yeah,
time.
quarantine is all screwed up.
This is no. Yeah, on a
Outside of
regular.
quarantine, I'd probably get like 7.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What's your ideal outside temperature?
Ooh, like I'm a 65 to 75 type of girl. I don't like the heat and I don't like the cold.
Right. I hear you. You definitely need to go to Hawaii for sure. Beautiful weather, perfect all year round. Um, to take a nod to basketball, who is your favorite basketball player?
Ooh. Mm. See, like I'm like a LeBron fan, obviously, but like he's not my favorite. I really like Chris Paul. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Paul, he just plays again, going back to my defensive mentality now. He's a defender. I like Chris Paul, and I like D Wade too. He was for
Mm.
sure just a great player, great person. Like I love his family. I feel like I'm a part of it with Instagram, you know. Like again, going back to Instagram, I feel like I'm a part of his fam, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Um, what is, oh, this was a good one. On pizza topping, you have one choice. What's your go-to? What are you going with?
Just pepperoni.
Okay, I dig it. That's
Hmm.
me. So I just crushed. Shout out to our unofficial sponsor, Pizza Hut. Thank you. Last night I did the $5 lineup, had me some boneless wings, Parmesan, and pepperoni pizza, and I murked it. I killed it. Yeah. And I don't feel bad about it whatsoever. Wonderful. All righty. And last but not least, what's a place that ideally is a place that you would love to go visit in the world?
All those exotic places. I'm not even good with geography, but like all those pretty exotic places that look just beautiful, take me
Uh-huh.
there. I just want to go there right now.
Got you.
Like Bali or Bora
Mm,
Bora, somewhere like
yeah.
that, you know? That's just
Yeah.
pretty blue waters. You can see through it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Very well.
Yep.
Well, Kenna, thank you again so much. I really, really, really appreciate your life. Thank you for blessing us all at Game Changers on IGTV live series and really being able to, hear your heart, your story, your journey. Hopefully, I'm sure if anyone's tuned in, they're able to pull something away from this experience. If not for them, for, a sibling or, a younger athlete that's coming up the ranks. And I
Hmm.
just really appreciate all your time. And please tell your folks, they did a wonderful job with you.
I will.
We couldn't be more impressed. So thank you again. I'm looking forward to staying in contact with you again. However, Game Changers could support you, we're here. We're only 30 minutes away.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.